Hi everyone, today I'm going to share with you my favourite concealers for concealing acne because a couple of months ago I had a really bad breakout and I've never had acne before. I'm fortunate enough not to have had acne that serious before in my life. So when I first had it I was just like, I just didn't know what to do, and I discovered that I really needed more coverage than I was getting from my usual concealers. Of course I don't try and wear makeup when I've got acne, but every now and again, especially when I'm going out or, there's something on that I have to look, fairly presentable, I will wear makeup and I will use concealers with a lot more pigmentation than I would with normal skin. So I just want to share with you a purchase that I made recently on PM Studio, which is a store in Sydney, and they have an online store for those of you who don't live in Sydney like myself, from a brand called Judith August. And this brand, I actually had never heard of it before, but she is a expert, or her expertise is really in camouflage makeup. And she has makeup for people with tattoos, burns, scars, rosacea, all that sort of stuff to conceal that kind of, type of skin. And I feel like if you can cover that sort of stuff, surely you can cover acne. So I went ahead and purchased them sort of on a whim, I guess, and I bought two of them. One of them was called the Orange Masking Cream, which is for dark circles, bags and all that sort of stuff, and then the Special Care Cover, which is for the people who've had burns, rosacea, even acne, and it's a healing formula for sensitive skin. It's got all sorts of antioxidants in it, vitamin E, aloe vera. You can find more information on the website, but they basically look like this. They come with 3 different colors. This one comes with 30 grams, the other one is 15 grams, but it feels like it's a lot of product. And I think the first thing I noticed when I opened this one and tried it out was how the formula was very different to other formulas that I've tried before. This one is a lot more tacky. It sort of has that tackiness when you touch it, and then when it put it on your skin, it sort of feels like it's locking it in more and just covering up, compared to other formulations which are more watery. It's just doesn't feel like it sits on the skin as much as this one does. I feel like I'm very impressed with the formula and I'm really liking it. The one thing I must comment on though is it does have a certain smell. It sort of smells like Play-Doh. So if you are sensitive to smell, this might not work for you because it's pretty distinct. For me, I don't really mind. So I'm really liking this one, and probably out of all the ones I've used, and I've only been using for a week and I'm using it right now, this one I would have to say is my favorite. The other brand that I want to share with you is called RMCA. It is a professional makeup brand that is used by lots of makeup artists that I've seen on Instagram, and it sort of piqued my interest because everyone was raving a lot about it, and I'm very susceptible to marketing. So let's face it, I did buy it and I was really impressed. It comes with 18 shades, which is probably more than most people would ever need. And in that sense, it is targeted for the professional makeup artist. But I feel like it's a really good purchase because I like that there's lots of different shades. And you know what? You can use the darker shades for concealing. And it is marketed as a foundation concealer palette. So you can do all sorts of stuff with it. You can do highlight with it, you can do concealer with it, you can do your foundation with it. So I think in that sense it's pretty good. And not everyone has the same skin tone on their whole face. There might be discoloration, and sometimes it's good to have different shades so you can mix it up. And if you get lighter and darker during the seasons, it's good for that too. And that's why I like palettes, because I feel like they're quite versatile. Again, all these concealers that I'm going to show you are very pigmented. So the usual amount of pigment in most foundations is about the 19 to 23%. This one, is over 50%, so it's super pigmented. So you do have to sort of work it in a bit more. They are thicker. You generally just warm them up on your hands and then apply them with a concealer brush, or just a small lip brush. I use and do pinpoint concealing on the areas that you really need it because it's very pigmented, and then sort of blend it out. So that's the RMCA ones, and they're really quite good. The other one I'm going to show you is by VISEART, which is a French brand that I really love because they haven't done anything that I haven't really liked. And they're just, again, this is targeted for professionals, and it comes in a palette like this. This one's really good because it has not only just like skin tone color, but also greens, which is great for balancing out the redness in your face. I get really red around here, and sometimes it's good to have it underneath your foundation just to even it out so the redness doesn't show through. And also has red, which is good for purple and dark circles again as well, like veiny sort of skin, I guess. I'm lucky enough to have that, so I haven't used it very much, but I think it's a good option if you do. And as you can see, I've hit pan on it, so I'm very proud that I have because it's very rare for me. So that's by VISEART, and it's the number 2 palette. They do have another one as well, and that has different shades on there. I think the shades are darker. Lastly, I have the Dermablend Camouflage Cream. And this one comes in a little pot like this. And I first heard about this one on the Lisa Eldridge video about acne, and I was really wanting to try something that was a bit more thicker and, yeah, more pigmented compared to all the other concealers I had. This one, again, is very thick, and it does sort of require a bit more blending. It's not as... I feel like it's not as good as the Judith August one. I feel like this one doesn't necessarily sit on my skin very well. Even if I put powder over it, sometimes it can still crease a bit and flake over a bit. And maybe that's just my skin, but I feel like there's lots of different brands out there that you can have a try of and see which one works for you. But these are the ones that really work for me. Yeah, and the last thing I just want to touch on is when I do apply them, yeah, I use the pinpoint concealer brush, and also may use a sponge or even the beauty blender. You can spray like setting cream on setting spray on it. This is the MAC Fix Plus, and there's also the Miron barrier spray. That's not that one. Barrier spray, which works really well as well. Just spray it over your sponge and sort of like dab it on, and it sort of sets it as well. I feel that really helps. Sorry, I ran out of battery, and that was like the 4th time recording, so I don't think I'm going to do any more talking. I'm just going to say I hope you found that useful, and if you have any recommendations, or if you've tried these products and you really like them, or you have any comments, I always read my comments, so please leave them if you want, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Don't tell me I wasn't recording!